Hey guys, welcome back. I was going to do a video on PSA cards tonight. Maybe I still will, we'll see. But what I'm doing now actually is my one light over here, it's sort of still running well, but she is sometimes going in and out. And granted, I don't do a whole lot of stuff over there. This is the little mat that I sit at when I do my things. And so one of the reasons why sometimes the glare is so strong though is because this is the light that I have up in here. So you can buy these on Amazon. I think if you just type in garage replacement lights, these will show up. And you can use these to replace your garage lights. You can use them to replace pretty much any light. They're basic outlet. What's the word I'm looking for? Either way, they're this basic spiral connection. So that's what I'm going to do now. I usually wait for the lights to go out, but one, believe it or not, as much as a spiral bulb is more efficient than a standard straight wire bulb, which is what you normally find back in the day or still find in houses. LEDs are the way to go. This is an LED light all the way around. This generates almost no heat. That's how you know it's efficient. If a bulb is generating heat, then it's not really what you want. That's extra energy being wasted. This is purely pretty much just light, and this is going to be just as bright as that one. It's the same exact one. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go ahead and install this, and then you'll be able to see the difference. And the other reason why this is important, like why this should go on a card video, besides it just being a part of like where I keep the cards, is you really want that super bright white light when you're looking for imperfections. So when you're looking for scratches on the card, whiting, certain things will show up that won't show up under basically that orange-ish tint light. So that's the other advantage to installing this, and then just less energy being used and way more light being produced. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and install that, and you'll be able to see the difference. Okay, so now it's been installed, so we got both. So as you can see, we have way more white light. It's really filling the room. This, of course, I guess you could say I spend an hour to 2 hours a day, depending on the day in here, depending on how many times I shoot videos. But really, I don't spend a huge amount of time in here. They're not stylish lights. They're more for lights that you want for utility. There is some neat things you can do though. So I think I mentioned it before. If I didn't, you can bend the folds. So if you want to light more in a specific direction, you can just go ahead and bend it, and it will put more light in a specific direction. So I'm going to bend that one up, and I'm going to bend this one up. Make sure I'm not putting any stress on the system. Spin it around just a little bit more. So yeah, so that puts some light more in that corner. I have a ton of light directly down on this little section of cards. I've got this light right here pointing outwards towards my stand of cards. So yeah, and with more white light, it'll be better sort of studio light should be. Granted, we'll have heavier reflection off of any top load or sleeve stuff, but when we want to look at something closely, we'll pull it out, of course. And we'll be able to see more imperfections, which is going to help us decide on what we should send, shouldn't and should send to the PSA. For a reason why it's important, you don't want to waste your time. So that was partially part of my rant on the PSA again. They finally responded to my question in regards to bulk sending cards. So we did the videos PSA Quest for 100, which was the whole point of doing that. All of those cards prepared to send at once to get like a discount. Instead of paying $10 per card, instead of doing the quarterly special of $8.50, we'd be able to talk of even more of a discount, like maybe $8 a card, maybe $7.50 a card, especially since they've been boning me back and forth in regards to them being late on their services over and over again. They basically told me to get fucked. They said, yeah, the bulk service will be $10 per card, which is their standard rate for cards anyways, is $10 per card. I tried to explain to them that I would try and send them 100 to 200 plus cards at once, and that I was a platinum member, and they were just kind of completely blew me off in terms of those aspects. So I'm already a member. There's no quarterly special that works for me in this, so I'm just going to have to send them 20 cards at a time at $10 a piece. So we're going to change up the series a little bit. It's going to be 20 cards at a time. We'll play Guess the Grade, and those will be the 20 that I send in. I'm going to do that multiple times. I'm going to try and keep a flow of those videos along with the flow of the cards coming back in. But yeah, I just want to show you the importance of some good, decent lighting. Explain, LED lighting versus the spiral bulbs. Sure, those spiral bulbs are a little bit more energy efficient than standard wire bulbs, but I wouldn't say they were really drastically that much more energy efficient in terms of actual true LED bulbs. You can get true LED bulbs pretty much anywhere nowadays. It doesn't even have to be these things. That over there is a true LED bulb. That over there is a true LED bulb. And you can even get Wi-Fi bulbs. That's a whole nother story. I just wanted to show you why this video might seem a little bit wider than usual in the next couple of videos. And I wanted to explain the advantages and reasons why of doing that. You can, if you are doing small stuff, you can just use an iPhone light to get a good white light on the card directly. When I meet with people for binders and there's specific cards that I'm strongly interested in, especially if we go into inside a building, I don't suggest that, but I always tell my buddies the location of where I'm going when I do those meetups, and yeah, I'm not worried about it. So I sometimes have gone to people's houses and been inside their houses, and the lighting isn't great, so I will use my iPhone light to take closer looks at the cards. I'm not advising you to go into people's houses you don't know, but if you do have bad lighting and where you're buying your cards, use your iPhone light or whatever phone you have. It's a pretty doable light. It will take some time. You'll have to do one card at a time. And granted, when you're looking for cards like that, you're looking at one card at a time anyways. But in terms of speed, and it is actually a little bit less power. Sure, you can really push it up against something, but in terms of these lights really get the job done really quick. In terms of seeing imperfections, these aren't expensive. I think they're like $8 a piece. So, and you can buy them in a pair, which is what I would suggest. And then you can also buy a socket cord thing. It's not as pretty, but basically what it does is it lets you, it basically has a bulb socket for it. And then on the end of that cord has a standard wall socket, if that's the only way you can work that. But you can just put these in standard light sockets like I've done. That's what they're meant to be done with. I don't know their name. I just know if you go on Amazon and put in like garage replacement light, these should show up. LED garage replacement lights. If I have enough time, hopefully I'll be able to drop the next 20 cards I'm sending to the PSA. I would really like to do that. It's probably going to be a mix of some of the new ones I've gotten in, and then of course some of the original from the Quest for 100. So stay tuned for that. No new giveaways just yet. We are moving up in subs. Thank you for all the help with that, by the way. I can't give them enough credit. I know I talk about them probably once or twice in every last video, but really, Vintage Pokemon Hunter Brothers, I think someone just told me that they sub me because of him. They just told me that. I would say I probably have gotten 20 of my subs because of that guy. So I really appreciate all the work he does, not only for me, but really in terms of he briefs a lot of good information for the cards, the show, the games. He's really into Pokemon. I wouldn't say he's obsessed with it, but I would say he has a really good understanding and appreciation of Pokemon. I have a fair understanding, but I have a really strong appreciation in terms of I'm not a collector. I would love to be if I had just endless money, but I'm a buyer and seller. Really, right now, I'm mainly a buyer. Because the PSA is super slow, but you should really, if you haven't seen him, you really should look up Vintage Pokemon Hunter Brothers. He briefs a lot more relevant and better information than I do. He keeps things a little bit more funny. He's way better at editing. Seriously, go check him out. If you haven't, I think you probably have. He's really blowing up. He's going to hit 2,000 subs not too long from now. So let your friends know about him too. So yeah, that's about it. And maybe we'll drop another video tonight. Who knows? Thanks. Bye.